They'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Vikings nothing. Austin Seibert set to kick off.
So they went for two and failed. They didn't use him on the PAT, but now he boots this one away with a 6-0 lead. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on fourth, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Well, we'll see what his offense can do. On second down, here's Fournette. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Fournette, a first down carry. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Leonard Fournette.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense the next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Now Fournette. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 43. Here's Jackson. They're going to set up the screen here. This is Grant. Shifts by him at the 25. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. A very solid gain of 27.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Touchdown, Minnesota.
A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings have tied it. They can grab the lead with a PAT. He's got it, and they take the lead at 7-6.
Makes the score Vikings 7, Bears 6. Justin Tucker set to kick off.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Takes it at the 7. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
They take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. To Montgomery to begin the drive. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
The ball carrier. Devin White on the tackle. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 24-yard line.
second down and 8. They'll look to throw here. Looking deep for Julio. That's caught at the 25. Touchdown, Chicago. Julio Jones, 76 yards. And the Bears have retaken the lead. He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You could see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
They'll try and throw for it. And that is caught for the 2 points. And I guess that makes up for the earlier missed 2-point try here to get him to 14.
Yeah, that aggressiveness, it reminds me a lot of when basketball first adopted the 3-point shot. People are starting to realize that 3 for 2 was really starting to work for them. In this case now, maybe the 2 for 1 is coming into play in the NFL.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. Fournette fighting through and past the 40 before he's out of bounds. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season. Tackling, because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
They keep it with Fournette on 1st down. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
Leonard Fournette on the
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Jackson, and he'll get that to Fournette, complete. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Call it a 3-yard gain, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. This is caught inside the 15. And he takes this thing way down into Chicago territory. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with 2nd down coming up.
Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
They'll try to punch it in with Fournette, and he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out, and the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. People always talk about one of his biggest strengths, running the football, vision, and he found the spot there, went into the end zone.
You're exactly right about that. It wasn't just the vision, right? Once he saw the gap, decisiveness, made up his mind, and about the power to finish the play. Not only did he get good blocking, he created his own space as well.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match at a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
At the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Oh, he got position on him and he pulls it in. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 44-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards. First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 28-yard line.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 2nd and 11. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. The catch made by Miller. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10. 16 yards is the pickup there, and a first down for Chicago.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
But that's a defense coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Bears have broken the tie.
And remember, partner, that's a rookie quarterback back there. Apparently, he's getting the hang of this NFL thing pretty quickly.
And 3 touchdown passes. You're right, he looks comfortable. What are they doing? Anything in particular?
Well, they keep talking about making sure they're giving him plays that fit his talents and also maybe shrinking the playbook a little bit. They did tell us that. Bottom line, he's really good.
And he'll get into the end zone. That gives his guys an 8-point lead. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3-and-out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out by a few inches. That'll be a first down. Looking in zone for Jones. And incomplete on the deep ball. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones, his intended receiver. But it's going to be second down.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. They throw again on second down. This one's complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. From the 32 now, here's first and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. Two extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kenneth Murray. There he goes, right side.
Another baby.
And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown.
Justin Tucker.
Short throw, pick six right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
A little surprising they wouldn't go for two, but this is up and good. And this is now a one-point game. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
5-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. And he's going to have the hook up here with Harry. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
50-yard line.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact. But in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well. Incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. That's gonna be caught. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Robinson. As the first half is winding down, as the Bears push further out in front. Solid response that time by a young quarterback. Last drive, interception. This drive, the touchdown pass.
I like how you described it, solid, because you don't get extra kudos for bouncing back if you're going to be a big-time quarterback. You're supposed to do that. But at the same time, when you're a rookie, that's not guaranteed, is it? Sometimes they hang their heads and they go in the tank a little bit. Not in this case. Bounced back, took his team downfield, and threw a touchdown pass.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, and how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Kenneth Murray, the linebacker, there to make the play defensively. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And he's going to be met at about the 43.
Montgomery on the handoff.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there. Back to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Got his man, that's Harry. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. They were caught in no man's land that time, but the decision to go for it, that was the right one. It's a first down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A give to Montgomery out of the gun. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
And that is incomplete.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
First down, Vikings.
They'll run with Fournette. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Fournette running out of the gun. And he's going to take this down close to a first down at about the Bears' 30. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
And it's 3rd down.
Try and run forward with Fournette. Fournette fighting through. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 17 yards, first down, Vikings. It was a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Fournette. He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. You said it earlier in the quarter when we saw a broken tackle then that we might see some missed tackles here early on in week 1, and that's another one right there.
Yeah, not a surprise at all. It will even out as the season extends because everyone will get used to the play speed. But right now, here in the early season, the advantage definitely goes to the offense.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
On 3rd down, Grant. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. They were ahead of schedule after the gain of 7 on 1st down, but the defense does not budge on 2nd and 3rd.
4th down.
Now Justin Tucker's out to try the field goal.
A 29-yard attempt.
And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and that'll move them back within 6 now. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, They need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now, hotly contested in the third quarter. He was trying to find Anthony Miller there, and it's 3rd and 5. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And Jones has it over the middle. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They stopped him shy of the marker, thought they were bringing up 4th down, and then that penalty.
Let's face it, they thought they had bent, but could absorb that, right? Instead, they broke as a result of their own penalty.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Oh, it's a jet sweep. Here comes Miller. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
By the wide receiver.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Got a man open. That's Harry. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Over 100 yards receiving for him now in the opener, and it's a first down. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. On the carry, it's Montgomery. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. And he's going to be stopped just short of the 1st down marker at the Vikings 21. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
Looking to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
A throw over the middle, take it in. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A good pickup there, 21 yards. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. This defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
They try again with Montgomery. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. That's complete right around the 8. That's going to bring up 4th down. Only a gain of 2 there.
They got the completion, but they didn't get the first down. So you got to think if you're on the defensive side of the ball, you're pretty happy with what you just accomplished there.
Yeah, got it. Like you said, got him out of bounds, stopped the clock, kept him short of the marker. A big one there. That gives him a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
Jakeem Grant on the return. The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. Man open, it's Goodwin. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
And the Vikings.
It's worth noting when you talk about Jackson's running ability, the Baltimore wide receivers had just over 1,400 receiving yards combined last year. And, Charles, that was the fewest yards by a wide receiver group in the NFL since 2011.
And, partner, I expect that number to go up this year. Last season, Lamar Jackson got very comfortable with his tight end group. In fact, he had one tight end that went to the Pro Bowl. But I think now, because of his ability to run the ball, it'll bring defenders closer to the line of scrimmage, and you'll see more big plays from the wide receivers downfield.
At the Bears' 29-yard
line. In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. Jackson now. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Again, Jackson. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And this one is right down Broadway. And that'll move them back within 6 now. So you knew one way or another that they needed the 2 scores. They get the easy one out of the way. Now they'll get the ball back, hopefully.
Yeah, and the question is, how do you accomplish that? Do you onside kick it? Or since you have all 3 timeouts, do you kick it deep? To me, I'm playing field position. With all 3 timeouts, I kick it deep and try and pin them back there.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call. Can see this quite a bit on running plays with the guys out wide. A lot of times, though, it doesn't get caught.
You're exactly right, because it's away from the play usually, so a lot of it goes undetected. But I know this will surprise you. I coach some receivers in the offseason. We work a lot on hand placement and blocking downfield. Might want to take that course.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox.
We live for this.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
And that is going to put him up by 1, and it sets us up for quite a finish here.
34. Bears 33.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're...
That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Chicago. Julio Jones with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Bears have once again taken the lead.
With a 2-point conversion.
Those are the types of plays in these. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
39. Vikings 34.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. Jakeem Grant now to return. And able to get this out to the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Throwing now is Jackson. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And he'll get this back across the midfield, striping down at the 47-yard line.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
brought down.
Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts
On the play.
as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Montgomery. And yet again, he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by this Vikings defense.
Back at his own 49.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And quickly into the hands of Robinson. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the 1st down.
11 yards.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They're going to look to throw, and that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short in the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. One last shot for Jackson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And that is going to seal this victory as time runs out. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for Chicago, that'll be a happy locker room as they start this season 1-0. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the New York Jets come to town. Meanwhile, for Minnesota.